Greetings, I'm Hellena Pugh, a Marine Corps veteran and the host of your 5-Minute Salute. Today I have with me Ralph Yarusso, and he's coming to us from the state of Colorado. Welcome to the show, Ralph.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So now tell me, how did you become a member of our nation's military?
Right out of high school, actually, I enlisted in the United States Air Force. I served for 9 years. I was fortunate enough to be on flight crew. I flew C-141s, both A and B models, and had a terrific experience in my career in the military.
Excellent. Now tell me about VetFran.
Sure. So VetFran is a committee that's part of the International Franchise Association, and I'm currently the chair of VetFran. And our mission is pretty simple. We aggregate franchisors and encourage them to provide opportunities for veterans to get into franchising, whether it be as an owner or as an employee. The franchisors typically offer generous discounts, both in franchise license fees and even sometimes in product and supplies. So a lot of these supplier members also provide discounts for veteran candidates that are becoming business owners as well.
You know, franchising is a great way for veterans who do want to pursue business ownership, but maybe who don't have an idea of their own or haven't decided yet which company structure is best for them. Franchising typically gives them a way of developing and honing their business ownership skills underneath an already established company before branching off into their own.
That's right. And veterans actually make up 14% of all franchise ownerships, which is, they only represent 7% of the population. So veterans typically make good franchisees because franchising offers a unique system of operating, and veterans have that discipline to follow standard operating procedures and follow the model and not necessarily try and reinvent the wheel, so to speak. So veterans make great franchisees, and so kind of selfishly, the franchisors love to recruit veterans because they know they're easy to train and they follow the systems of operation.
Yeah, so now because you've had some years of experience, you've been able to, I won't say retire, but kind of, put on a different hat, and then you're now with IFPG as well. So what can you tell us about that?
Sure. So when I got out of the Air Force, I actually got my license with the FAA, and I was working at LaGuardia Airport for a couple of years in flight control and had an opportunity to open up my first franchise. So I did pretty well with it. It was in the automotive space, which is ironic because I'm the last guy in the world who went working on your car.
Right.
But did real well with it. I was a franchisee for about 23 years and then moved on as a corporate executive, both in the automotive space and lastly in the fitness space. After I retired from that, I just became a consultant, joined IFPG, which is a wonderful organization that helps, consult, mentor, coach candidates that want to become franchisees. So, who better with the experience that I've got to help, hold people's hands through that process and helping them do their due diligence.
Right, because there are a lot of companies out there that offer franchising opportunities, and really what you do at IFPG is give veterans information that will help them choose which franchise would be best for their personalities, best for their career goals, best for ownership and growth, and that's kind of where that piece comes in. So what's something that you experienced when you were transitioning from the military that you either wish you knew back then or just something that you'd like to share with our other veterans?
The military taught me a lot of discipline, but more importantly, I think that I was thrusted into a servant-type leadership role. Being on the air crew put me in charge of what happened on the airplane, but I had to manage folks that outranked me. So that tactfulness and being able to communicate, I think, was a benefit that I've been able to take advantage of for my entire career.
Right. You know, servant leadership is something that is so important today. You know, the last 10 years, we're hearing that term more and more, but I really tell people, you have to lead to serve, you got to serve to lead. You know, they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And it's so important for our veterans to remember that as they're transitioning from active duty military into a civilian environment, because sometimes it can be really challenging. So, you know, to be able to ask for help, to go out there and get the mentorship that's needed. And that's kind of where people like you come in. You had experience, you know, in your field, and then you worked as an executive in your field, and now you're in a position where you can kind of mentor and help people be able to assess themselves before they hop off into a career field or a choice. You know, ownership is huge when you're becoming a franchise or you know, someone who is running an organization for someone else. You really have to make sure your skills match what they expect in terms of output and desires, and that you're also getting a benefit from it as well. So to our veterans, it's important to get out there, have the conversations before you hop off into full-blown ownership.
That's right. I wish I had a mentor when I was younger and starting off in my career and a coach. But I'm passionate about coaching, about helping people. I'm at the point in my career, I mean, I could retire, but frankly, I just love, you know, working with folks and holding their hand and making sure that they don't make those mistakes, that they're considering everything as they go down that path of entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to interview you. I really appreciate it.
You know, it was certainly my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, America, I'm going to put the link to down in the description of this video to Ralph's company so that you can click on it and find out more information, how to get in contact with him, how to really look through the different franchise opportunities that are there. We'll provide his link as well as a link to VetFran and the IFPG so that you are able to see that information. We ask you to also render a salute of your own by liking and sharing this video. Thanks for joining us this week, and we'll see you next week on the 5-Minute Salute. My name is Hellena Pugh. I am the founder of ZaharaVets Network. So I started ZaharaVets Network because as I transitioned out of the military in 2012, I was encountering so many challenges with my transition, and I realized that there really wasn't an organization that spoke definitively to the issues that impacted women veterans, but also I encountered other male veterans who were having very similar issues to which there really wasn't an answer. So I started the organization so that I can provide information for other veterans, but also put us on the path to start providing those services that weren't being offered.